over the top. He might have him. It's Moss. Great defensive play. Prime. Is he the prime time or Allen? Rolling right. Looking upfield. Just overthrew Darren Waller.
Are you guys tired of spending your hard-earned money just to get terrible pack odds? Well, look no further. Visit my sponsor EasyMut.com for the fastest, cheapest, and most reliable Madden 21 coins. Use code JTibbs for 5% off your purchase. Yo, what is going on, guys? JTibbs back with another video. Today's video is going to be a banger because I'm going to be going over the defense that has gotten JONBEAST from virtually unknown to Final Four bound and to a household name in the competitive Madden scene. Obviously, first things first, we gotta go over the roast of the day. Now, I was getting a lot of comments about my haircut. You guys didn't like the balding. The balding just pissed a lot of you guys off, and I got some pretty offensive comments. But this one right here on the screen is what stuck out to me. He says, OMG, your hair looked like a gumball. Well, it's not true because, as you can see, hair's growing on my head. It's not what it looks like. Anyways, guys, it's okay. I'm going to embrace it. But today, here we go. Let's go ahead and get the roast of the day out of the way. Come on, I'll let y'all roast me. Pick the best comment. I know, said I look like Mr. Clean a little bit. Maybe true, may not be true. A nice bald head, and girls love that. Alright guys, now that that's out of the way, we can get right into today's video. Now, we're going to be going over why JONBEAST was so efficient against literally the best passer in the world, WESLEY. But before we get into it, let's go ahead, drop a like if you're a huge supporter, you want more of these videos. Or if you just so happen to stumble across my channel, man, it'd mean the world if you also subscribed. And also, leave today's word of the day down below to win some free Madden Ultimate Team coins. Today's word of the day is JONBEAST. I'm going to leave it down below for those who don't know how to spell it. Again, it's JONBEAST. It's on your screen right now. So guys, make sure to comment that down below to have a chance to win some free Madden Ultimate Team coins. But today we're going to be going over why JONBEAST looks so dominant on defense. I know I've been doing all the offenses, and obviously, yes, you guys are like, oh, it's just trips tight end. Oh, it's just bunch. This defense is very unique because a lot of people like to think of this defense as a very meta bum defense. And I want to show you guys why JONBEAST really perfected it. Okay, guys, so here we are. We are going to be using the best team in regs, and probably the best man coverage team in regs, the Green Bay Packers. Now, this is kind of how I like to do my subs, and you guys can kind of base it off of this, but this is kind of what JONBEAST was doing. He'd have some pretty good edge rushers outside, so what we're going to go ahead and do is actually switch out to Darius Smith, put him there, and then put Damon Harrison right there, put Snacks. So, we have two really good pass rushers on the outside. We got Darius Smith and Preston Smith, who are very good shedders. We got a very good shedder inside stuff man, Kenny Clark. We got Damon Harrison. He's going to take up a lot of room. Then you want to have a very fast corner on the inside. Preferably, like I said, it's MUT Unlimited, which means you could have the best card there. So, we're going to stick the fastest guy on this team there, PARRY NICKERSON, 95 speed. Every single corner and safety here has at least 89 or above speed. And I'm kind of stretching that because Raven Green and Will Redmond are the slowest. What we have is Darnell Savage at 93 speed. We got Kevin King at 90, Amos at 92, and then Jair I think has 93. I could be wrong. But he has pretty much the one step ahead ability, the acrobat ability. It's very hard to throw on him because he's amazing in man coverage. Now the two plays JONBEAST would love to run were the cover one hole and mid blitz. Now we're going to go over the cover one hole as you guys saw in that intro clip and pretty much break down why he liked it so much. And just so you guys can see, obviously against, you know, a good like passing formation, we'll go against a bunch. Now let me move that ball back. Hey Goff, you're on the team right now. Hey, but anyway, you guys are going to notice that JONBEAST loved to go ahead and press. He loved to go ahead and spread his line or pinch his linebackers majorly. And what he'd do is obviously crash out. Now, obviously, he knows WESLEY has great pocket presence, so what he'd do a lot of the times is crash to certain sides he thought he'd step up. So if he's in the middle of the field, it's kind of a toss-up. If he's on the right hash of the field, he's probably want to go ahead and make more room to the left because he's trying to get more room, obviously, out there to throw his pass. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go ahead and crash up because, like I said, CPU is going to be controlling it. Now, what he would do is press shade up and pretty much do something along the lines of this, where he'd go ahead and put these guys in different zones. Boom, and then user this guy right here on the tight end. So as you guys see, we have really, really good corners, really, really good safeties, really, really good D-line passing, or pass rushers. So as you guys see, what JONBEAST would do is he would usually like to stand in a gap, try to touch up. And you guys are going to notice when we touch up, we're going to go ahead and dip. And as you guys see, nothing is open. It's very hard to get something across. And pretty much he play a lot of coverage defense. Nothing out of the ordinary, but just a lot of coverage defense. So sometimes what he would do is he'd go ahead, he'd press, shade up again. I always like to shade inside. That's what JONBEAST would love to do because he noticed Wesley would love going to those inside routes because against one step aheads, it's very, very hard to go ahead and do so. And again, very, very easy to go ahead and mess with the D-line. So again, this is kind of what he'd do. Now, if he wanted to send a little bit of heat, he'd blitz everyone. He'd go ahead and obviously man up himself on the tight end because he knows he's going to have to manually guard it. And as you guys see, he'd touch up and then release right there. And even if he could get a quick pass out, it'd be easy for him to get out. So again, we're going to go ahead and do this one more time. There we go, boom, and there's the defense right there. Again, we're going to shade up, and we know we have to guard the tight end. That's our responsibility. So again, you want to put your user on a blitzing angle, very important. You want to touch up, and then go ahead and guard right outside. And as you guys see, that deep blue is going to play kind of like a disguise right there. Because again, if we go into instant replay, you're going to see why this defense is so good. Because we just got a nice shed right there from Mr. Smith. So what JONBEAST realized against Wesley was Wesley liked to send a lot of routes out. But if Wesley thought he was blitzing everyone, he'd literally probably block about 80. Motion receiver over to block and have 2 routes. So JONBEAST used this to advantage, making every look the same. This looks like he's blitzing a lot of people. But in the end, we're only blitzing 4. As you guys see, we get a nice shed off the end. That's kind of what we're aiming for right there. As you see, we get that nice shed, and I believe that was Mr. Smith. And again, that's not on a nobody. That's on Whitworth, the best lineman on the Rams. As you guys see, we're able to get that shed, and then Cam Akers actually takes him out right there. That's very lucky. But again, if a good player sees that, he's probably going to move to the right because obviously he sees Smith coming, but that's a really, really good block by Akers. Nonetheless, though, we have very good pressure coming in with just 4. And I'm able to go ahead and get max coverage. Now, as you see, look at this right here. And this is what JONBEAST was doing a lot of the times because he noticed Wesley like that clear out tight end route or a lot of crossers. If you put your linebacker in a deep blue, it's going to look like he's manned up right there. And obviously, he is going to man up for a second, especially when you shade up. It's going to be very hard to guard. But as you see, he's going to dip off right there. It looks like he's running with him, which he kind of is, but at the same time, he's going to dip off, allowing my user to get back. And JONBEAST realized that. He knew Wesley wasn't, well, I'm not going to say smart enough, but he knew Wesley wasn't aware that that was a deep blue in the middle of the field and that he was just using it as a decoy so his user could have time to recover and get back to any crossing route, any tight end route, whatever the case may be. A lot of the times, though, he wouldn't man it up, but overall, he would use this as kind of a decoy system. And I think this is perfect because these 4 shedders right here, one of them is going to get home in at least 5 to 6 seconds, at least I'd say, because that's just how the game works this year, especially when you glitch out the line and blitz your user. So he knew he had time. He had a good D-line. Obviously, it's MUT Unlimited. You could have the best D-line you want. But at the same time, he knew he could recover to these routes, and nothing's open. I mean, just nothing is open. Obviously, on the break, that out route can get open, but at the same time, you're not really looking at that right away unless you could throw it. And a lot of the times, Wesley did make those reads, but they were kind of late, and those one step aheads were right on top of them. So we're going to go ahead and do this one more time. We're going to go ahead and shade up. We're going to go ahead and make our adjustments, and it's very easy. I mean, this is kind of all he was doing right here. He's going to shade, he's going to crash out, and we're going to shade inside. And again, what I like to do is blitz this user. You're going to notice when I blitz the user and touch up, I'm going to get back to my route. And as you guys see, even though I try to throw that route a little bit late, that was probably about 4 to 5 seconds, I end up getting the hit in there from obviously from the defense. So these sheds are going to come in fast, very effective, very important, especially if you send these 6 or 5, you're going to get good sheds when you touch up. Also, what JONBEAST loved to do was he would come out in this mid blitz. Now, the mid blitz is very good this year. It's still very, very good. And a lot of these pro players like to think, you know, because they know how to beat it, it's just not effective. But what JONBEAST was doing was very smart. He'd mix up coverage out of it. He mixed up, obviously, the blitz. But I'm just going to be showing you the blitz for the blitz purpose. Now, if we go ahead and run a stock play where we have everyone going out except the running back, you're going to notice if we shade up and we blitz everyone, and that's what JONBEAST was doing. He was kind of banking on that. He would bring this guy down here, the guy on the running back, and blitz him and kind of stand in that gap. So obviously, if we touch up right there, we're going to get someone free off the edge every time. It's just going to happen because that lineman's preoccupied. Even if we don't touch up, it's not even a bad thing if we don't touch up, because again, you guys are going to notice that still, if we get back in time, we're going to get someone off the edge, and we have good edge rushers coming in. What Wesley would try and do to combat this was, yes, he knew JONBEAST was blitzing, but at the same time, he'd motion over a receiver, and he'd try and block it. So again, as you guys see right there, but as you see, that guy turns into an extra blitzer, so it's kind of useless, in my opinion, to have that guy blocking. But he would try and max protect and then send out 2 routes, which doesn't make like a whole lot of sense, but at the same time, it is kind of like I said, you know what he's thinking, and obviously he has man-beating routes out there. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and actually blitz my guy here, and we're gonna go ahead and kind of send this gap. So what Wesley would do again is block this guy right here, and obviously it would, it'd pick it up. It'd be fine, obviously, but if you guys see, it's going to still generate pressure. So I wanted to show you guys what JONBEAST would do as I get a sick return here, hopefully. JONBEAST would go ahead, and he noticed Wesley motioning. The moment Wesley motioned, he would blitz this inside guy, PARRY NICKERSON. So as you guys see, we're going to blitz him right here, and he'd try and turn the left side into, or excuse me, the strong side into like a cover 2 shell look, or even he would keep the man up, because he knew that if he's blocking and max protecting and moving over that guy, he knows that that guy is going to go ahead and obviously have to blitz too. As you guys see right there, we have him blitzing and everything is covered. Again, if I max protect like Wesley was doing and put man-beating routes out there, you're going to notice that it's still going to hum through. So obviously JONBEAST would, okay, I'm going to blitz that corner right there, PARRY NICKERSON, 95 speed. That's where the speed comes in. He'd max protect, and obviously he'd want to go ahead and block this blitz as fast as possible. So as you guys see right there, if I touch up right there, yeah, it may get picked up for a second. You're still going to get someone free. But what I personally like to do, and what I noticed JONBEAST wasn't doing a whole lot of, was he wasn't containing. And there's nothing wrong with that. At the same time, though, you don't have to contain. But I kind of like to mix it up sometimes, just because the contains when you're sending everyone do come in a little bit cleaner, in my opinion. So again, as you guys are going to see right here, go ahead and touch up and get back, obviously. And then obviously get back, follow him, be able to recover right like that. So overall, JONBEAST knew Wesley wanted to either A, send everyone out, or B, max protect. There was no in between. Wesley would not leave his running back in to block, because Wesley has really good pocket presence. There's really no point of him doing that. But overall, very important that he does this so that he can kind of create an illusion. He can kind of, let Wesley know, hey, listen, I know I sent this blitz before, and I know this looks like I'm blitzing a lot of people, but I'm not. I'm going ahead and I'm going to play max coverage defense, and there's nothing you can do about it. So when Wesley motions this guy over and is max protecting, he's still going to blitz, but nothing is open. Absolutely nothing's open. And this is kind of what Wesley was banking on. He was hoping that he'd be sending the crib when he'd be showing this look. So JONBEAST did a great job of not only disguising his coverage, but executing when Wesley made that error. I'm going to start smacking my head instead of clapping my hands. But guys, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support on this series, man. It's coming to an end pretty soon, actually, just because Club Series is ending. But I'm going to keep on doing pro breakdowns. I love doing these. Keep on bringing tips. We got more interviews coming. We got a big time YouTuber who's going to be on a video, and also a interview as well for a Tibbs Pro Breakdown. So Tibbs Breakdown with the pros. So just be ready for that. But guys, this is JTibbs signing off. I'm glad you enjoyed today's video. And as always, peace.